The Falkland Islands lie just 600 kilometers from the coast of South America. Two main islands of East and West Falkland, and around 700 smaller ones sitting in the rich waters of the sub-Antarctic. These waters draw pods of commerson's dolphins, a species largely restricted to the waters of the Falklands and the seas around the southern tip of South America. Their only other population is half a world away, around the Kerguelen Islands in the southern Indian Ocean. Commerson's dolphins prefer shallow waters, and the sheltered straits between the Falklands' myriad islands are perfect for them. Although they lie close to South America geologically, the islands had their origin as part of the African continent and have drifted here on the back of the Earth's shifting tectonic plates. But the wildlife has a distinctly South American flavour. One of the first naturalists to describe the island's wildlife was Charles Darwin when he visited on board the Beagle, though he wasn't impressed with the place. Darwin explored much of this landscape by horseback, but he had a really miserable time while he was here. It rained and hailed throughout his stay, which he didn't particularly like, and he also complained about having to sleep in the cold, wet bogs. Yet despite what Darwin thought, the Falklands aren't always so bleak. On sunny days, they look almost tropical. On deserted beaches, huge southern elephant seals haul out to soak up the sun. They use these beaches to molt. And to breed. The bulls, weighing up to 4 tons, use their bulk to fight rivals and establish dominance. Only the biggest males, the beachmasters, will get a chance to breed. But it's the bird life on the Falkland Islands that's truly spectacular. Around 3/4 of all the black-browed albatrosses in the world breed on the Falklands. And the single largest colony is here on Steeple Jason, an island in the far northwest of the Falklands. Some 200,000 pairs nest here, making this far and away the largest colony of any albatrosses in the Southern Ocean. The Falkland Islands are also home to 5 different species of penguins. These are gentoos, returning from a fishing trip in the rich waters around the islands. The largest colonies of gentoos in the world are found here. Nearly 1/3 of the entire global population are scattered across the main islands and tiny offshore islets. Such teeming colonies provide opportunities for striated caracaras, the world's most southerly bird of prey. They live largely by scavenging around the edges of penguin and albatross colonies, They also have a fearsome intelligence and an insatiable curiosity, as Darwin found out to his cost.
Poor old Darwin didn't have much luck with the birds either. He got dive-bombed, and these spectacular striated caracaras, they stole his hat, his leather bag and his compass. They're just as curious today. They're trying to steal my camera and my bag, and they want to take back these unusual objects. Oh, thank you. They want to take back these objects back to their nest to explore.
There are also large colonies of southern Rockhopper penguins here, the smallest but perhaps most charismatic penguin on the islands. Again, the Falklands holds around a third of the world population, emphasising the global importance of this territory for the wildlife of the Southern Ocean. Many of the colonies are on offshore islets. This is Kidney Island, and although it's just a few hundred metres from East Falkland, it's very different in character to the main islands. It's covered in huge clumps of a grass called tussock. The clumps can reach 2 metres in height, and once covered much more of the islands.
These hummocks are incredibly fragile. They've been cut down for fodder, burnt and grazed for hundreds of years, and now have vanished completely from most of the islands.
The clumps provide shelter from the wind for nesting birds. Imperial shags line up in the lee of the tussocks. And down amongst the clumps are the nest burrows of a relative of the albatrosses. But they won't return to their nests until after sunset. Sooty shearwaters. Perhaps 100,000 of them. Islands with natural vegetation, like Kidney Island, have much higher populations of birds. In the past, the sky over much of the Falklands was said to be black with them. Those sites may have vanished, but even today, the Falkland Islands hold some of the greatest wildlife spectacles on Earth. The Britain's Treasure Islands book explores the unique wildlife, cultures and history of all of the UK overseas territories. Visit britainstreasureislands.com for details. In sincere thanks to Lord Ashcroft for funding the donation of 1 copy of the Britain's Treasure Islands book to every secondary school across the UK and her overseas territories. Thanks also to all Kickstarter backers and all sponsors and partners for making the 40 mini-documentaries possible.